After you spend enough nights staring up into the cosmos, you start to realize the darkness isn't really empty at all. It's just filled with stories, echoes of light from stars that have been dead for eons. And most of these tales, they're about fire and fury, but some are more like fables, little cautionary tales whispered between the constellations. And tonight, we're going to listen to one of them, the story of the Infinite Well. So, our story begins, as so many do, with this brilliant, brilliant light. I want you to just imagine a star so immense, so generous, that for ages she was the absolute heart of her own cosmic kingdom. All these worlds and planets, they just danced in her orbit, basking in the constant warmth and the life that she provided. But even the greatest stars can't burn forever. Their light is finite, their fuel is precious. And that brings us to the star's final breath and the birth of something else entirely, the birth of the abyss. And this is no quiet end. I love how the fable frames her death, not as a surrender, but as this final, brilliant act of defiance. See, when she could no longer support her own colossal weight, the star collapses in on herself in an instant. The result? A supernova, a magnificent shout of light that, for a moment, outshines its entire galaxy. What a spectacular farewell. And then, after all that light fades, what's left? Not a new star, not some glowing ember, but an absence. The fable calls it a hollow, silent well. In our language, of course, we call it a black hole. It's a place that's defined not by what's there, but by what's gone. Well, such a strange new feature in the cosmos wasn't going to go unnoticed for long, and so our hero enters the story. A traveler, someone curious and bold, drawn by that very curiosity to the edge of this new darkness. From far away, the danger isn't obvious at all. The well is just this perfect circle of black, and it's framed by this beautiful, swirling halo of light. That's just matter and energy trapped in orbit, like water circling a drain. It looks deceptively tranquil, almost like a silent invitation into the void. But that beauty, well, it gives way to physics. As our traveler gets closer, they start to feel it, that relentless, insistent pull of gravity. It's not just a distant show anymore. It's a physical force, and it's tugging not just at their ship, but at space and time itself. All right, the traveler is now getting close to the most famous and maybe the most feared boundary in all of physics. It's a line drawn in space-time, and beyond it, all paths lead to just one destination. They're about to cross the threshold. And this threshold, it's the event horizon. I think this metaphor of a cosmic waterfall is just brilliant. It's not a wall, it's not a membrane you can touch. It's simply the point where gravity gets so strong that even light can't escape. The flow of space-time itself becomes this one-way current, pulling everything inward. There is absolutely no turning back. And right here, reality literally splits in two. Okay, so for a companion watching from a safe distance, the intense gravity makes time itself slow way down for the traveler. They would look like they're freezing right at the edge, their image just getting dimmer and redder over what seems like an eternity, never quite crossing. But for the traveler, they feel nothing special at this moment. For them, the fall just continues, totally seamless and uninterrupted. Two different realities for one single event. Wild. So the traveler is now inside. Even though they felt nothing as they crossed that line, they've entered a realm where the laws of physics become, well, extreme. Their fate is now sealed. And they begin to experience a process with a strangely playful name for something so utterly terrifying: spaghettification. And that's not just a metaphor. It is a literal description of what's about to happen. Let's break this down, okay? As they fall feet first into the well, the gravitational pull on their feet is exponentially stronger than the pull on their head. This massive difference in force, it's called a tidal force. It starts to stretch their body. First, it pulls them vertically, then it compresses them horizontally, until they're literally pulled apart atom by atom into a long, thin stream of matter just flowing into the darkness. Can you just imagine, in that final, fleeting moment of consciousness, looking back? Time and space are so incredibly warped that the entire history and the entire future of the outside universe would flash before their eyes, all compressed into a single, brilliant point of light behind them. A final, impossible vision. And then, just as quickly as it appeared, that point of light, all of existence, it shrinks away to nothing.
And the traveler, now just a current in space-time, is completely consumed by the shadows of the well. Their journey is over.
So, where did this stream of matter go? What's really at the bottom of this infinite well? We've arrived at the final destination, the heart of darkness itself. At the very center lies the singularity. And it's not really a place in any way we can understand it. It's a point where all the mass of that great star has been crushed down into a region of zero volume and infinite density. Our physics, our math, our very understanding of reality, it all just breaks down here. The map simply ends. And this, right here, is the ultimate lesson from the traveler's tale. They went searching for an answer at the bottom of the well, and what they found was the limit of all answers. They discovered that the whole point of the quest isn't always to find a solution, but sometimes it's just to stand in awe of a truly profound and beautiful mystery. Which brings us right back to us, here, looking up at the night sky. The traveler was pulled in by gravity, sure, but what pulled them there to begin with was curiosity. It's the same impulse that drives all of us. So, the fable leaves us with this question. If the ultimate destination is a place where our knowledge ends, why do we even search in the first place? Maybe the journey toward the mystery is the only real answer we were ever meant to find.